can I help? Yes? Dropping off a few choice items? Talk to you later.
Sorry. I was lost in a memory for a moment there. How can I help? Okay. Right.
Welcome back, Captain.
I think I got them, what do you call them? Corns? Yeah, I got corns.
I'm listening.
You gotta let her go. We got the other children. Grandkids, too.
But Sheila had such fire in her. She could have been anything.
I miss her, too. After the accident, it's a mercy she went the way she did.
Even an extra day, too, with her, that would have been the blessing.
Last stop, Apollo.
My favorite.
And we can afford it. Mercury is much cheaper.
Got the mortgage approved.
has recovered a significant amount of gas. Reassured its customers that their accounts have not been compromised and their credits are safe.
Keep it moving.
That is convenient, but riding right after eating can give you stomach aches. Every time I see that statue, I feel a little bit. Can't really explain why, but I do.
You ever hear that one about the...
Oh yeah, that's UC security. They're busier than normal these days, it seems.
Can't really remember
remember it. Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
It's good to be home, right? Okay. Just hand me.
Let's get out there and do something.
Yes, let's make sure we have every...
Right.
No worries.
Anything. You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if... Sure thing. We'll get it fixed up. Good as new. I'm sure you can find something you like. Okay, no problem.
Hey, you might want this.
Welcome back.
What's up?
Now, you're not pestering the captain, right, Cora?
Hey, so I thought you might like
You
this.
think I'm a pest?
I hope you do.
Oh, never. Poor choice of words. You being nice to the crew, too?
Don't be
Of
modest.
course.
Everyone likes gifts.
So this book
Anyway,
collection fund
I
heard
figured
about?
you might have a use for it.
Don't you always say,
Don't listen to rumors.
I bet you do. And if not, well, you can always try to sell it. If I see anything on our next expedition to a planet, then I'll hang on to it for you.
How have you been?
Hey, what's going on?
Something you need? Bring me anything useful? Want to see what I'm carrying? Have something for? Okay. Hey.
Dust off complete. Hell of a view from here.
We're just here to keep the peace.
Aha! The eye is always open to Constellation. Got your ping loud as a bell. Eyes ready to let you aboard.
Locked in.
Just
Just here for a chat?
Good to see you.
We got a rook on deck. Good to see Constellation getting some fresh blood.
Aha! You got your nickname from Vlad. You're official now.
Wish I could have been down at the lodge to see the artifacts come together. But I got a little lost peeking through the eye. Always preferred working alone, even around people I like. But we're all working together on this one. No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery. Now, this station, the Eye, rigged up for deep space scans. Barrett and Sarah teased out the signs of where our artifacts could be hiding after we caught our second one. But the data takes a slow ride along the Sea of Light. Years or decades between us and the fringes of space without a grav drive. You won't be the only constellation out there. Andreja and Matteo are both following up on scans themselves. Matteo went out recently, but Andreja, it's been a while. Hate to pull a worried old man act on you, but I'm an old man, and I'm worried. Another rook in Constellation who's making a name for herself. Likes to be on her own. I can relate, so I try to look out for her more than most.
It's okay to be worried about her, Vlad. She's been out there for a while.
She should be at one of the 2 sites I've marked on your star map. Can take care of herself, but we all need backup sometimes. Anyway, hopefully you'll be catching Fortune's smile, and we'll have some more artifacts to take a closer look at. Happy hunting. I make the visit when they need me. Don't mind the loner's life most days, and the Eye is important work. But I should make the trip more often. Can't let Walter be the only one tending bar there too long. Everyone will forget what a good drink tastes like. Ever run the scholars on the Centaurus Proclamation? The original treaty that gave every human the right to colonize the stars? Stolen by some fool's joke of a Crimson Fleet rook looking to trade names to Captain. Sight to see pinned above my chair, like the whole settled systems was mine for the taking. Time dances its years forward, and I'd retired. That's when our own Sarah Morgan walks into the tale. Fire in her eyes and her head full of intel I thought I had spent the labor's efforts burying. Of course, I didn't have the Centaurus proclamation just lounging in my pockets. Belonged to the ship and her new captain in the fleet I had left behind. Tipped your ear long enough, but the short line of it, Sarah and I returned the treaty to the rightful owners, and I decided to hang around, lend an old pirate's wisdom to the mission. Usually it doesn't. I'm overdrawn from Lady Luck 3 times over. It's a long tale to tip your ear on, but if you ever wanted to visit, I have a house out there in the Starfield. Thought I was going to see life's eclipse from there, but constellation swept me away. Haven't been there since we started on the Eye. If you do go there, turn the lights off when you leave, okay?
This little tin can protects us from certain death constantly, without fail. So far, anyway.
Yeah? You've got something for me? I'm glad you're back. Let's get moving.
Sarah! Sarah, good to see you again, my dear friend. I expect to hear some exciting tales when you two return.
I'll try. But I doubt any of them will compare to the spectacular tales that we hear you spin.
Hey, how are you?
Pressure normalizing. Undocking complete.
I lived on Mars for an entire year, and I'm convinced I'll never get used to the dusty air.
Hey, what can I do for you? Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always buying. Kiosk right here for you. You the courier? I've been expecting you. Star Parcel has your payment right here. Anything else you need?
If you're going to use the elevators or stairs to reach the other level, try to
Look at this place. I can't imagine being cramped down here, choking on the fumes and the dust. No trees, no grass. It's depressing.
Boris is good people, but I prefer Joy's line of thinking. We gotta find our own way.
There are many stories and films about demons, ghosts, and other entities on Mars. No wonder people here do not take religion seriously anymore.
All are welcome here, enlightened.
Hello. If you are looking for spare parts, look elsewhere. I need mine for structural stability.
Do you ever get songs stuck in your head? Sometimes I have to make up my own songs just to get rid of them. Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm so bored. My mom and dad say not to talk to people I don't know, so I thought maybe... Aw, you're no fun. I just want to talk to someone because I'm so bored. Plus, it's okay, I guess. It's better than living outside because Mars can't support life outside and I'd die. But maybe it would be nice to live on another planet someday. I think I used to when I was a real little kid. And sometimes my mom and dad would take me to visit my grandma and grandpa in New Atlantis. Not really. I mean, there's Taye. He's a good friend. But he's also one of my only friends. There aren't many kids on Mars, because my mom says that this is really only a place where people come to work hard jobs for a little while. But I wish there were more kids, because it gets boring. Like, when Taye is busy and my mom and dad are off working. I like to play with Taye sometimes. We come up with lots of games to play. Sometimes we listen to music or watch shows. But when he's not around, I like to draw. Sometimes I draw things and give them to people since they're so mopey all the time. It makes them smile. Actually, want to help me? I just drew these great pictures of Space Frog, but I can't go out right now. Can you help put them up for me? It's Space Frog from outer space, and he's a little frog character that I made up. I've never seen a real frog before, but I've seen pictures. Anyway, he lives in space and goes around to different planets helping people who are sad or need help. He's great. My mom says it does. She says her work friends like my drawings because they make them smile. She says it's because there aren't many kids here, and lots of people miss having kids around. Or it reminds them of their families. Yeah, they've let me do it before. But they're working, so they can't help me do it, and they don't let me leave the condos without them. They say it's for my safety, but my friend Taya's mom sometimes lets him go out without her. I don't know. You will? Thank you, thank you, thank you! People are gonna be... Here's a bunch of copies of the space frog drawing I made. You can post them in places where you think people will see them.
The office of Governor Curtis would like to remind all Sidonia citizens to do their part to keep...
These are supposed to be luxurious condominiums? Huh. If you ask me, I find them to be rather underwhelming.
Not a lot of kids here. Sometimes you've got to make your own fun. Hey, who are you? Nice to meet you. I hope you like it more than I do here. I'm Taye. I live here in the condos. Sorry, I don't usually talk to strangers, and I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about lots of different things right now. I don't really know what to say. Nah, there's no school in Sidonia. My mom says it's because everything's so packed together, there's no room for it. But also, there's almost no kids here either, so it doesn't make sense to have one. Instead, we learn remotely. It's cool, I guess, but it'd be cooler if I got to hang out with more kids my age. Like, my friend Renee is fun to hang out with and all, but I think she probably feels the same way. Having a real school would be nice. Yeah, I'm just worried about my mom. She gets sad all the time, and I just want to help her. She's been that way since my dad died. Only, she doesn't like me talking about it to other people, so I probably shouldn't. But you know what? Maybe you should talk to her? She says she doesn't get to talk to too many other adults much. Maybe talking to her'd help? I don't know. It's worth a shot, though. Right? I don't know. I guess we just make up some games? Usually I just hang out and talk with Renee, since she's close to how old I am. Sometimes we go to the community center, and they have stuff to do there. Like crafts, movies, music, and other activities. But, except not when the adults are having a meeting. Renee calls them sad meetings because everyone seems so sad in them. I asked my mom what they were, but she says it was something to do with drinking. And like, I've never gotten sad after drinking water, so I don't know what's going on. Bye.
Do you have a child or children between the ages
Not a lot of work for someone like me around here, but it's okay.
Your children will be provided with routine.
Oh, don't tell me my son Taye invited another stranger to come talk to me again, did he? That boy means well, but he's gonna drive me crazy someday. Heh, gotta hand it to him. He's got his ways of looking out for me. My son means well, and I know he's just trying to look out for me. My husband, his father, isn't with us anymore. It's been hard ever since. He is. I'm doing my best. Thanks for stopping by to chat.
Growing up in Sidonia, you gotta be tough.
If that was locked, there must be something they don't want us to find. I believe this is where the city's governor lives. I don't think we've been invited here, so perhaps we should leave.
clutch of heat leeches, breeding in the utility section the other day.
Joy, would you like to join me for drinks in the Broken Spear?
I wish there was more to do around here.
Idea of our friendship.
You look hurt. Might want to head on over to Reliant. Dr. Flynn will get you patched up.
What's the word for that again?
Can't believe we're still pulling up here. Honey, everyone knows. It's true.
We know. You haven't exactly.
How's the saying go?
Not having any trouble mining the ore, eh?
We're shooting at ghosts now. I can't imagine being stuck down here gathering rocks for a living when there's an entire universe to explore.
Okay. I can see you're serious about helping me. That ore you mined is really gonna bolster our numbers. Great. Now, the next part is a little trickier. Our Director of Mining Operations, Peter Brennan, fired his last assistant over a month ago. Peter's the only one who can approve the order for new equipment, and unfortunately, he's useless without an assistant. I think I've got a surefire way for you to get that job. Then you, as his assistant, can get him to sign off on the approval. You don't think I've tried? Like I said, the guy is literally useless without his assistant. I don't even know if he knows how to actually use a computer. And everything Deimos does is so mired in bureaucracy because of their contracts with the UC. Which means, unfortunately, we need to do all the things by the book if we want them done at all. Got that industrial court know-how, do you? Then, you know how this is all gonna go down. Go to the Deimos office in orbit, apply for the job, answer some questions about kissing the boss's ass. It's mostly BS, but it's got to be done. Doesn't matter what you say, as long as you don't say anything too bonkers. We'll talk about how to secure the job after you get that application squared away.
You're jumping through a lot of hoops to get those miners the equipment that they need.
Crime's at an all-time low around Sidonia. Let's keep it that way.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes. We don't belong here.
A community center on people is a good place to connect with others.
Watch out for the robots.
I sure am glad you're helping me. Hi, thanks for doing that for me. I wish I could do it myself, but having a friendly adult help me is almost as good. I know, right? Last time I did this, lots of people came over to tell me how much they loved it. I only hope these drawings stay up longer this time. Anyways, it's not much, but I got a little something for you as a thank you.
I hope no one tears down the leaderboard.
Did you know Deimos makes the majority of the ships for the UC Navy? If you ask me, that's a hell of a lucrative contract.
must be a fun job, or else why would we keep getting so many applicants? I'm a bit busy at the moment. Lots of business operations to operate and all that.
Stay away from the circle unless you're a minor. Or at least you'll come crying to me if anything happens.
Red and orange. So, how are you? Everything good?
Hey! Haven't seen you around here before. Did you just move in? Oh, yeah? Word gets around, I guess. Well, if you got a way to get off world, then maybe you can help. I found out recently that my favorite book series, Dragonstar Force, had a very limited initial run. I really want to collect all the first editions, but it's hard for me to get them shipped all the way out here. I already tracked down Volume 1. Could you go buy it and bring it back here for me? I'll pay you back, of course. Plus, extra for your trouble. They're these old science fiction fantasy books about space and good versus evil and a mysterious magical relic called the Dragonstar. And there's this team of heroes who fight space wizards, and dragons, demons, and whoever else seeks to take over the galaxy using the Dragonstar. You will? Wow, you're the first person to actually agree to do it. Thanks. Like I said, I'll make it worth it to you. You won't regret it.
How are you doing? It's been a while since we had a chance to catch up.
Settled systems.
It might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home. What can I help you with? I'd prefer to stay with you, but I'm willing to wait a while.
Appreciate the lift. Bye.
Hey there. How are you? Do you need me for something? I've been waiting for you to ask. Is mining on the schedule today?
Dad, have you ever
Picking up a few things.
Well,
Do you need something from... How can I help?
was it like?
It was good to see you.
Stay away from that stuff. Trust me. It's the worst.
Yeah, what is it?
We're locking into orbit now.
Connection locked. Go ahead. I'm just counting down the hours until I can sleep in a bed in some real gravity. The colonies were founded before humanity even left Earth. They're the link to where we all came from. At least, that's what they taught us in civics class. Alright, just let me get this all down. Well, Star Yard offers competitive options for private buyers. Please dock to see our sales representative.
Look alive!
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Hey, how's it going?
When humanity finally left the cradle of Earth behind, the United Colonies was born. Intrepid explorers and valiant
I wish Demos was exclusively a military contractor.
Welcome to Deimos.
Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. They're a true piece of history. No other ship can hold a candle to a Deimos.
It's nice to see someone not in uniform. They can be so touchy, you know? Always eager to point out the slightest problem. Oh, please tell me you aren't secretly some high-ranking general, are you? Should I bow or curtsy then? I assume you're here for a ship. Either that, or you are really, really lost. Mr. Henderson handles sales, but if you want to know anything about our ships, I'm your gal. Oh yeah? Well, I take that as a compliment. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It can be pretty hard working with these no-nonsense military types. Oops. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say things like that, at least not so loudly. I've already been written up twice this week. I can only take so many lectures. Man, I could really use a drink. Well, we don't have much of it at all. We have to keep up appearances. What I could really use is Jake's Stout, from Jake's Bar in New Atlantis, of course. Or the Well, to be more specific. I used to love that place when I lived there. I mean, Jake isn't friendly, but he can make a pretty good drink. Say, you're the traveling type, right? Would you mind grabbing me one of Jake's Stouts? Awesome! Thank you so much. I eagerly await your return. The UC Navy. I repaired just about every class of vessel there is. I even repaired Henderson's longsword once or twice. I swear that man has a guardian angel with him full time. Or 3. Deimos hired me because I know every rivet and microchip on these ships. So if Henderson gets stumped on something, it's showtime. I mean, they're very good, obviously. But these days, everyone's using the same core tech, right? Oh, shit. Do you know you can be lectured on being too honest? Right. What makes Deimos special, though, is the package. We've been building ships forever, and the way we put it all together, well, it's really good. In a, I'm gonna murder my enemies sort of way. If you have your own ship, we're always looking for bulk resources. The Star Yards have negotiated a set price with the Trade Authority, twice the market rate. Once you have the requested resources in your cargo hold, just return to me. We'll pay you the agreed fee, and we'll send the porters to pick up the cargo. If you deliver the full amount, there's a bonus in it for you, too. Most contractors either represent mining companies or miners themselves. But really, we don't care where you get the resources, so however you procure them is your own affair. As a first-time contractor, I am required by law to let you know that every Star Yard offers the same terms. But obviously, you should deal with us. Depending on your cargo hold size, you may need to make several trips to fulfill the order. So what we need is argon. We need a medium shipment, 2,000 units of it. Excellent. This invoice has the details. Let me see your manifest. We'll unload that from your ship right now.
You should be honored to step foot in here.
This is the heart of the UC.
If you want to survive out there, you've come to the right place.
That feeling of sitting in the cockpit of a longsword, there's nothing like it.
Z's? Our hallowed halls.
Hey, it's always a good day when you come around.
Yeah? I'm right behind you.
Hey, Dad. Will you read to me tonight before bed?
Read to you, sure. I'd like that very much. You haven't asked me to do that in a long time.
And
We've
will
detached.
you do funny voices
Let's
for
get
the
out of here.
characters? Like you used to when I was little?
You just try and stop me.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course.
Landing site locked. Take us in.
Anything I can do for you?
Apogee kick complete. Orbit
Prepare
steady.
to be scanned for contraband. And we're done.
Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. Trust me, this is the best shot we've got at getting that request approved. Okay, now we need to ensure you get hired. Basically, we'll need to make sure you're the only choice. To do that, you'll need to get access to the HR terminal in the corporate office upstairs on the main level. If you delete the other applications from the system, you'll be a shoo-in. Believe me, if you knew Tia, you wouldn't worry. I'll be honest, she's so overworked and behind in her tasks that I don't even think she knows there are any applications. That's a good point, though. Once your application is in, I'll ping her and ask her to take a look to see if any applications came in for me. That should get her to finally take a look, see yours, and if all goes well, she'll hire you on the spot. I happen to know that the HR director, Tia, and the other women in the office tend to go to the Broken Spear for happy hour at 5 every evening. That's your window of opportunity. I know it might feel shady, but think of it more like uncorking an unnecessary bottleneck. It's going to help us all. By the way, the HR password is password spelled backwards, which Tia thinks is pretty clever. She gets talkative during happy hour, and loud. Surprised everyone doesn't know her password, honestly. Anyway, should be pretty easy. Good luck.
Around town, but they clash with the metal walls. Mining must be a fun job, or else why would we keep getting so many applicants? I'm a bit busy at the moment. Lots of business operations.
While Sidonia City Ordinance 5.82 concerning graffiti, street art, and vandalism is still in effect, a permit has been retroactively granted for the artist behind the Space Frog posters. Please stop reporting these artworks to the Office of the Governor.
Oh, I'm beat. But that's what happens when you work harder than anyone else. Didn't think we had any new miners on account of the positions being full up. Oh, I wasn't worried. Concerned, maybe. Because we haven't had any positions open for a while. And some friends of mine were turned away recently. I just want to make sure nothing funny was... Anyway, when I'm not mining, I'm tinkering with No, our unofficial mascot. I fill that computer brain of his with all sorts of nonsense and announcements. Of course, if you're here to chat, I'm always happy to talk shop. Especially if you're interested in talking about the heart of Mars. Yeah, Gnome's been down here forever. He's also been broken forever. Can't actually walk or do work, and we don't have it in the budget to fix him. No one's had the heart to junk him, but when I started, I gave him new purpose. I programmed him to tell us local news and announcements. I modeled his responses after my own sarcastic sense of humor. It proved to be popular, so I did what any aspiring comedian would do and gave him a bunch of stupid jokes to tell. People love it. Or at least that's what they say. Very funny. Who sent you to ask? Was it Rivka? No, she seems to know what she's doing. I bet it was Hank, wasn't it? He always acts like he's top dog, but we all know he couldn't mine his way out of a wet paper bag. Yes. I remember that about you. You must work for a rival company. Well, if you think I'm going to divulge trade secrets, you got another thing coming. No, don't worry. I won't report you to management. We've all been there. But I'm not going to help you either. I like this job. I don't have any intention of losing it over something like this. This is only my second contract, so I think I've been here for 4 years now. It's great. I love it here. I'm working on getting those red eyes that are all the rage these days, you know. You'll hear a lot of these other chumps complaining about Sidonia. They say it's boring or dangerous or whatever. Look, I come from an ice planet. These people have no idea what they're talking about. Sidonia is practically paradise compared to where I grew up. Why? I mean, who wouldn't want cool blood red eyes? It's kind of a badge of honor thing around here. People know you're hot stuff when you got red eyes. Also, it freaks people who don't know about them. Except for little kids. They always seem to think it's awesome. Either way, it makes for fun social gatherings. Oh, so you're interested in the heart of Mars, are you? Word is there's a cave out in the Martian waste with a gleaming node of the purest titanium ore you've ever seen. It's worth quite a lot of credits, but some say the heart of Mars is cursed. Hundreds have gone in search of it, never to return. And every one of them met a grisly fate. Maybe, just maybe, you could be the first to succeed, though. You know, if you think you got what it takes. No judgment if you're too scared. Because in Roman mythology, Mars was the god of war. His heart is cold, but tough like titanium. One of the miners started calling it that long ago, and the name stuck. Seems fitting enough. Fair question. I'm not really the adventurous type, to be honest. And frankly, I don't need the money. So, I don't really feel the need to involve myself with the prospect of a potentially deadly cursed chunk of titanium. What? No. I mean, maybe the cursed part isn't real, but who am I to say? Look, I told you what I know. You can either choose to believe me or not. All I can say is that if you manage to find it and avoid the curse, you'll be a legend around here. I know cursed rocks and all. I don't know for sure if it's really cursed, but it's probably still dangerous out there, so be careful. I'll give you location of the cave. Good luck. Okay, bye.
This is a courtesy reminder that despite
Hello, stranger. I am Noam. What can I do for you?
is still likely to result in injury or death. Please exercise caution near balcony edges.
I was activated 17 years ago. I malfunctioned and have been in disrepair and unable to move for over 9 years. Repairs are too costly, and I am well past my warranty expiration. Now, my primary function is that of an automated personal assistant. It was chosen over deactivation. I can make general announcements and relay messages from one registered miner to another, and I can report about local news. All news and information has been supplied by employees of Deimos's mining operations. I also have been programmed with a limited selection of jokes, but I have been told to warn you, they are not good. Don't forget, this month's target goals have been increased by 5%. Failure to meet your new goal may result in termination of your current contract. Good thing you do not work here. Sorry, you must be an employee of Deimos Star Yards to access the messaging function, and you are not. No doom with this quake. A helpful reminder that subterranean particle fracking has resumed after its recent hiatus. Residents and workers alike are encouraged to heed the warning announcements and brace themselves for any turbulence when the blasts go off. Thankfully, you can rest easy knowing that detonations no longer occur at all hours of the night. Feel free to toss your alarm clocks, however, because they resume bright and early every morning. Why did the snowman need a moist towelette? Because his arms were sticky. I will still be here if you need help later. I cannot go anywhere.
Every time I see those drawings of a little creature with the space helmet, it reminds me that you can find joy anywhere, even Sidonia.
If you need some rock blasted, I'm your girl.
Oh, I'm the blasting supervisor.
I help take care of tricky deposits and expanding sections of the mine using controlled detonations. It's much faster than normal mining, but also more dangerous. That's why it takes someone with my qualifications and supervision to do it right. Or else terrible things can happen. About a year ago, some rookie kid thought he could increase his yield, so he strung up a bunch of charges and almost brought down a whole cave. We tightened up safety protocols since then, and haven't had any accidents since. Well, at least none related to explosions. Not my team's explosions, that is. Not as much as there used to be, but Mars is still ripe with minerals for the taking. Did you know they used controlled particle detonations in the deep mines? Crazy, huh? It must have been awesome to set all that up. I just use regular old explosive charges in my detonations, but I take what I can get, huh? Sure is. Mars is rich with mineral deposits, even this close to the city. Although we're also clearing out the space here to make way for possible future city improvements. Not sure what's gonna go here when we're done, how long it's gonna take, or even if it'll ever happen, but it'd be nice to see the city grow.
Oh, that? It's a legendary chunk of titanium ore that any miner would love to get their hands on. I can only assume Layla told you about it. She's obsessed, but too scared to go after it herself. Because of the curse. But you do you. Don't let her scare you off.
Hey, stay safe!
Only employees of Deimos Staryard's mining division are authorized to mine resources in and around Sidonia. It is your civic duty to report
This is only
any
my first
unauthorized
contract,
mining to
but I've
Sidonia
already hauled
security.
more ore than any of the old-timers could ever produce. That's why they're jealous of me. It takes guts and character to be a miner out here. My story? My story is that I don't like people asking what my story is. I'm just messing! But really, I don't want to talk about myself. What? Standing around pointing a cutter at some rocks all day? It sucks, but it's easy, so whatever. Way better than my last job at Chunks, though. What? No. She's never told me about it. Hold on. Is there some big thing everyone knows about that they're just keeping from me? Probably think I can't keep a secret. Fine. I don't want to have anything to do with their stupid Mars harp or whatever it is anyway. Smell you later.
Sorry, I don't really have much to say. I'm not.
Make our city a happy and productive place to work. Thank you for your daily contributions to our prosperity.
Report any injuries I may cause to my supervisor.
Don't worry. We're gonna make sure you get that job. The who's and what's it's? Sorry, mate. I've got no idea what you're on about. Sounds made up if you ask me. But then again, maybe the other miners have been inventing some jargon I'm not familiar with. Best to ask around. And I can say that I've got some good news for you. I just saw the company message go out that you've been hired as Peter's assistant. Congratulations. Not really, and neither should you. Either those applications were old and those people have moved on, or as soon as you disappear after this, they'll get to hiring again. Next step should be easy. Just go to work for Peter, and when you get access to his terminal messages, you'll see my request. All you've got to do is approve that request, and we'll be right on with it. Then, we can get that new equipment and show corporate how it's done.
Keep a lookout. Advise if you see anything.
What if we just broadened our hiring search? Maybe that would change the culture.
You're finally back. I feel like you've been gone for ages. Do you know how tough this job is without an assistant? Good. Now, let's make... You look a bit different than I remembered. Did you go to Enhance? No. Now I remember. They told me you... Well, enough. I'd appreciate... Sometimes I feel like these mines just run themselves. I like to think that's thanks to me. Oh, you're fine. Ah, yes. Sorry for the confusion. I thought you were my previous assistant. Forgot about the new one. You. Anyhow. They told me you were a strong candidate for this job. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how well you do. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get to work. Excellent. Some initiative. I love it. That's something my previous assistant lacked. A shipment I ordered has yet to arrive, and I don't know why. Last time this happened, my assistant needed to speak to Governor Hurst. I don't know what he has to do with it, but go figure it out and get my shipment for me. What's in the shipment? A good assistant knows it's not their place to ask. Bad assistants get fired. Mediocre assistants get... You know what? I forgot where I was going with this, but it doesn't matter. Just get it for me, will you? Also, I don't quite remember, but it is important, that I know. I could, but we'd be wasting valuable time, so no. Oh, do they cover nothing in orientation anymore? No, strike that. We got rid of orientation, didn't we? Anyway, it's not important. Your job is easy. You do what I ask, and that's pretty much it. I'm surprised you've forgotten that's the... All right, new assistant. I keep forgetting. I don't know. At first I thought I had multiple assistants that rotated in and out, but it seems I've only ever had one at a time and they all just stopped showing up. I believe my last assistant was supposed to get me some coffee, but never came back. I honestly wasn't listening to whatever they were crying about. Yeah.
It is illegal to transport plant or animal life to Mars without going through official QC channels or our transporting partners. Adherence to this law is imperative in order to avoid unwanted infestation.
I couldn't be prouder than to govern the UC's first major space colony. Ah, hello. Welcome. I don't usually have time to speak with random people off the street, but I'd be happy to help if it's something quick. What can I do for you? Something important, huh? Well, lay it out for me. You mean besides being the most important city of industry to our proliferation across the galaxy? Well, this is the home of Deimos Star Yards, which perfected grav drive technology and made honest-to-goodness space travel truly possible. And to this day, our mines and manufacturing are instrumental in delivering resources used throughout the United Colonies. We may not outshine fancier cities like New Atlantis on its surface, but without Cydonia, there would be no United Colonies. Well, I've been appointed governor, going on 20 years now, I believe. Every day, I am passionate about serving the hard-working people of Mars. I look out for their interests, I support their prosperity, and in return, they help make the United Colonies a shining beacon of hope for humanity. If you ask me, there's nothing better than that. Considering I don't really know you, I'm not sure how to answer that. But Cydonia is a beacon of industry. There's plenty of work to go around. If you have mining experience, you may wish to check with whoever the current Deimos mining director is. Or maybe check with the Deimos Star Yard corporate office. If those aren't your speed, then there are a number of local businesses that are always looking for help. Cydonia is not much of a tourist destination, unless you're interested in humanity's first major colony outside of Earth. But if you're not here for work and you're looking to kill some time, I'm told the Martian surface is great for hiking. Beautiful scenery, assuming you like shades of red. If you're looking to kick back after that and experience Martian nightlife, the Broken Spear is as good a local watering hole as any. Well then, you've been quite busy making a name for yourself, haven't you? Oh, it's okay. You can drop the act with me.
Interesting. It appears Governor Hurst is well aware of our exploits.
If by exploits, you mean what your friend is doing for Sidonia, and not your work for Constellation, Miss Morgan, you're right on the money. So look, I admire a go-getter like yourself. You're not in trouble unless you make trouble. And I don't think you're the type. I know you're not really Mr. Brennan's assistant. I don't know exactly what you're up to, but I have little reason to suspect you're up to no good. So let's cut to brass tacks. What can I do for you? Word travels fast around Sidonia. It's my business to know these things. Frankly, I'm not worried about you. As long as you play your cards right, it'll stay that way. Oh, I know exactly what happened to that shipment. However, I suspect Mr. Brennan neglected to tell you that I'm holding it due to his immense backlog of unpaid taxes. Then again, he may be unaware. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll release that shipment for you. But I'm going to need a favor first, since you seem to be adept at keeping quiet. See, my personal spacecraft was stolen, likely by Crimson Fleet pirates. I need someone to find it. Then I need that someone to destroy it. Discreetly. I need tight lips on this. Well, this is a tricky situation indeed. Not to get bogged down in details, but assuming this is the work of pirates, it's best to destroy the ship and everybody on board. Makes it cleaner for insurance purposes. Oh, it's a few reasons. I don't want this mired in their process. Also, it's a bit of an embarrassment for a sitting governor to lose a ship, so I'd rather that not get out. I'm sure you understand. Then we have an agreement. I'll send you to the ship's last known location. Remember, not a word of this leaves this room.
Not at all. Bye.
Careful near the railings on the upper levels.
Hey, you looking for anything in particular? Yo, hey, what's up? You looking to do some shopping here at the Trade Authority? I'm Manaki. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll do my best to help you out. Cool. That's what we do here. See you around.
Something you need? Time to go?